Just thought I'd play you this song. It's pretty much a good description of the world. I'm not going to play it all, but I'll play a bit of it so you get the idea.
When you believe in Jah, you will always get to fight. But the power of Jah will make you see the light. Don't put your trust in man, just put your trust in Jah. Because mankind, them a failure. I see man rise, and I see man fall. So do good unto all. Equality and justice, it stands for all. So if you do wicked things, I said you're bound to fall. Don't put your trust in man, just put your trust in Jah.
And that's a great song, you know what I mean? It really, you know, sums up a lot of thoughts. It's like, that's exactly how I feel, you know. Can't put my trust in man, can only put my trust in God, you know, Jah, basically Jehovah, you know, only put my trust in God. And that's how I feel sometimes, you know what I mean? I mean, there's a few people I talk to that I, you know, help a lot, but that mankind is a failure bit that really, really strikes home. But yeah, I just thought I'd do an update. I've done something like this in a while. Yeah, it's like very sorry, that's my smoke alarm. It needs a new battery. You know, it's been very difficult at times going through this targeting with the depression and all that stuff. So you know, basically it's not easy going through this stuff. It's not easy at all. We are isolated, struggle to find any employment, but you know, it's messed up that in this system. Now I think this is them, because this smoke alarm wasn't beeping before I'll take the battery out of it if it carries on, but it wasn't beeping before I made this video. It was beeping earlier, and I was just started beeping when I'm making this video. So probably them, but you know, it's like the isolation, they shunning can get to you after a while. I mean, as a TI, we are isolated. A lot of our friendships have been destroyed due to this program. Hang on, I'm just gonna take the battery out to don't want anyone from targeting them with this beeping noise, so I can't figure out how to take the battery out, so I've covered it up with some bedding that should silence it. But yeah, it's like due to the rumour campaign, the slanders that we never get wind of them, or we kind of get an idea. But me personally, myself, I believe that from people's reactions around me, I believe they've said I'm a rapist. Sorry about that. And well, yeah, it's just accidentally disconnected now. I won't plug it. It's taking piss. Right, you know, it gets to you. You know what I mean? Sorry, no, I lost my. That distracted my thought plan. What I was saying was, you know, it. The rumors. I had an idea that they were about rape, maybe even paedophilia, but I was getting like a lot of. I remember one of my friends who turned out to be a perv. He used to talk about rape all the time, like all the time, make jokes about it, stuff like that, all the time. Now, it makes me wonder. Back in the day, I didn't. I thought, it's just because I was quite cold-hearted back then. I was going through a lot of things, and I guess it numbed me to a lot of what was going off in my environment. So basically, yeah. Um, sorry, sorry, man, I'm a bit knackered. Basically, you know, I didn't really, I guess, look into it too much. You know, the well, I didn't really think of it. I just thought, I didn't really get shocked by it or anything because of what I was going through. But looking back, I can see that certain things, and this may have been by design, certain things had given me PTSD, and had basically given me trauma, and I didn't, I didn't recognize it at the time. But knowing the symptoms of stuff like that now, I got to see kind of how it was affecting me. But yeah, it's like gone. I went through hell, not just with the targeting. Um, a lot of other things happened before the targeting. Uh, I got injured in a fight, and that put strains on my relationship with my family. We had arguments and stuff. Made me more aggressive. Uh, you know what I mean? As well as that, I got my heart broke around the same time and was betrayed by a friend. In fact, two of my friends. Well, actually, no, one acquaintance, and then just shortly after that, one of my friends betrayed me. So, like, shit tons of, and stole off me, shit tons of terrible things. This were like 2011, 2012. So shitloads of bad things were happening back then. You know what I mean? And I used to think, maybe I was just unlucky. But now knowing how this program operates, which is trauma-based mind control, it makes me wonder if it was all coincidental or it was actually something more. I mean, my life has not been easy at all. As you may have known, talked in my last video, I was diagnosed with Asperger's, and that's basically enough to ruin your life as it is, because it's like a label that follows you around the rest of your life. It's basically like being diagnosed with a mental illness, before you've even been diagnosed with mental illness. I was diagnosed when I was 4, and you can't easily get a job. People don't want to talk to you. Girls don't want to talk to you. Girls will talk to you, and then I guess when they find out, they don't want to talk to you anymore. Yeah, that's bad enough. Personally, I think that's one reason I was targeted, is because they thought, because of my Asperger's, they could, it was easier to get away with because no one would believe me. You know what I mean? Because they just say, oh, this is Asperger's or something like that. So it's like, I see that as one of the reasons why they chose me for this program. you know. So basically being diagnosed with that since an early age, I guess they, you know, I mean, I was traumatized from an early age. I had a wooden block land on my head, and this was an accident. You know, it wasn't anyone's doing. I was playing with a wooden Jenga block thingy, and you know, basically it, you know, fell on my head, and I got a very nasty scar on my head, on the top of my head, from that. So, you know, very painful. I remember it clearly. One of my earliest memories is being in the hospital and having my head stitched. I was about 4, maybe 3 or 4 at the time. No, I think I was 6 actually. I think I was 6. So it would have been like, yeah, would have been probably like 98, 99 maybe. No, probably, no, before that, probably like 97, 98, maybe 96, I think. I think I was actually 4, yeah, I actually think I was 4 when it happened, so it would have been 96. But yeah, that happened, and lots of other things. I mean, in my school, horrible experiences in school, constantly having fights, bullies, you know, both my schools, secondary school and primary school, was horrible, you know, like a war zone. You know, it was fights all the time, um, with chairs. In my secondary school, like fighting with chairs. One guy tried to grab a knife in the kitchen class I was in to try and stab me. You know, guys throwing stones at me. I remember when I was in like year 7, these year 11s were throwing stones at shit like that, you know, and I didn't fight them at the time because I knew I wouldn't win, you know what I mean? I just kind of like was like, yo, why are you doing that? You know what I mean? And then they just kind of laughed and walked off. So it was shit like that, and this continued in similar stuff happened in my college. I ended up in a fight with someone because he was started hitting me on the leg with a cane, like as a joke. But you know how it's like a joke and then it gets more serious to like where they're trying to abuse you. You know what I'm saying? Like in a joking way, but then he was like backed me gently. I was like, come on, man, don't do that shit. And he carried on doing it and doing it, you know, because he wanted to hurt me. So I guess I got in a fight. Well, I did get in a fight with him, and then I got, you know, I got the biggest punishment because of that. You know, they were acting like it was all me that did that, acting like I was crazy and shit. But you know, because I flipped. I was basically harassed in that college. This was West Notts College. I went to a specialist school called, actually I'm not going to say, it's too much information, I'm not going to give you that, but I went to West Notts College, I'll give you that. And the perps already know my history, I'm sure. Well, the higher up perps, the handlers that handle the perps, they know all this shit, I'm sure, anyway. But yeah, basically went to West Notts. I managed to complete the course, but it was horrible, you know, constant bullying, fights. Looking back now, I guess you could call it workplace mobbing. I guess college place mobbing. After that, I went to Chesterfield College, and same thing pretty much, all good. But as soon as they learnt out about my Asperger's, my lunchbox started being stolen. People that I was getting friendly with, like friends, they just basically, you know, didn't want to know me anymore. I was also thinking back, drugged. I had a cigarette, and then next thing I remember, I felt strange. I went to the bathroom, toilet, you know what I mean, and then I passed out, you know what I mean. Next thing, some dude's like, yo, did you get knocked out. Now thinking back, it's like if we are microchipped, that could be how they do it, like drug you, because it happened to someone else in my course as well. He had a cigarette and then blacked out. You know, back at the time, I thought maybe it was just people having reactions, but I think they were drugging people's cigarettes. And you know, I guess I was stupid to accept cigarettes over other people. I was quite naive back then and trusting. I also got an altercation with someone. He got in like a fight and picked up like a, I guess like, what do you call it? Like a fucking metal tool, like a I think it's called a spider, which you use to loosen. I don't think that's the technical word for it, but it's what they called it, like a metal. It's like a cross-shaped thing that takes the bolts off car tires, and he threatened me with that. So that basically happened, and then after that, I quit that course, went to another course. Same story. Um, you know, basically started off fine, and then bullying started. The strange shit, people that I was getting friends with started turning on me. Basically fucking with me and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like they fucked up one of my overcoats. One of the people that was my friend at the time, he just randomly would he chucked paint on my overcoat, and then he started like flashing a cigarette lighter in my face. I was like, get the fuck shit out of my face. Another guy was trying to fight me and shit for no apparent reason. I was like, man, I'm not fighting you for no reason. What the fuck? And that's this guy I was friendly with, you know what I mean? So I left that place, didn't go back, then ended up in a college in Sheffield. Basically the last place that upset me. And everyone acted like it was me. Like, I guess like it was me acting up. But, thinking back, I was being harassed, abused. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's the kind of shit that I went through. This was like 2008 to 2012, and just when I was starting to feel better, I'd stopped doing a lot of drugs. This shit happens, It's like Nappyhead Roots was saying. He was trying to improve his life. Then this shit happens. The gang stalking begins, the targeting, the harassment on the street, the use of the ambulance sirens and the one headlight and one brake light cars. And actually, no, originally it was the one headlight, completely the one headlight, and then that came later. So it's like, after all that shit I've been through, top of that is this shit right here. You know what I mean? So, thinking back, after everything I've been through, I'm amazed I'm still here, man. It's like, I'm amazed I didn't just kill myself. But I'm not, I guess that's not in my nature. I'm not a suicidal person. I've never self-harmed. If anything happens to me when I'm older, then they say suicide. It's not suicide, you know what I'm saying? I've never self-harmed, never cut myself or anything like that. The furthest I got is like punched myself when I've got angry with myself when I've done something, but I've never cut myself or, intended to do permanent harm to myself. You know what I'm saying? And I don't do that anymore. I used to do that hitting myself thing when I was like in my teens and younger. So, yeah, basically, that's the kind of stuff that I went through. And yeah, so yeah, it's like yeah. it's a hell of a lot to go through. It's not easy. So yeah, it's like that's the shit that I've been through. There's probably some things I've forgotten, but yeah, that's the kind of experiences I've had, and it's not been easy at all. So it's like you can see why a lot of us as TIs have PTSD and stuff like that, and why we're basically alone, because we've been fucked over by people so many times. We don't trust people no more. You know, we don't trust no one, not even our own family. You know what I mean? Because of my family have targeted me due to the influences, I guess. So, you know, my friends have targeted me, family, everyone I know has targeted me. So it's it destroys your trust. It destroys your trust completely. Uh, that completely destroys your trust. So it's very difficult to get close to a female because you're automatically thinking they might target you, due to the rumours that have gone round. I was talking to this girl at my job place. Didn't see her again afterwards. You know, basically she disappeared. They try to force you with people you don't really want to go with, and then they take away people that you want to get with. You know, it's sick. It's really sick. But yeah, I just thought I'd put that out there. It does get you fed up sometimes, but we just gotta keep going. You know, it's like they're not gonna silence me. This has to be exposed. This is the biggest atrocity since the gas chambers. It's as bad as the gas chambers. It's probably killed as many people. And if it hasn't, it probably will. You know, because fuck knows how many people have killed themselves because of this. You know, it's got to be a lot. This stuff's been going on since the 80s, remember, so it's got to be a lot of people these type of programs have killed. So it's disgusting. It's like we're told we're living in a free world that cares about you and everything's gravy, and then under the surface is this evil, this deep evil that is the reality of this society we're living in. Very this makes me feel sick just thinking about it. It really does. Fortunately, I believe we're living in, well, not unfortunately in that sense, but I believe we're living in the last days of this civilization as you know it. I believe it's going to fall soon, probably within the next 100 years, and that's a lengthy estimate. You know, it's just not stable enough to. You can't carry on like this. You know, it's like you can't have a world where human beings are killing each other, abusing each other for material things and expect it to last. It's just not going to work. And you can see in the past how again and again and again it's been chaos, and history's repeating itself. We've got the gas chambers coming in America, the FEMA camps, the Nazism attitudes are starting to creep back in. everything like that. The racism in America seems to be getting worse, and actually does here as well. It's very disheartening when you see how the world is basically destroying itself. You know, well, the world isn't, but human beings are destroying themselves. It's on a terminal path. I think it's like being on a bus and there's a cliff edge, and everybody's staring at the phones. I don't mean to use that analogy to target anyone, but imagine like they're all staring at the phones or looking at like the Xboxes, and you're trying to tell these motherfuckers like, yo, this shit's gonna crash, man. The shit is nearly gonna, nearly at the edge of a cliff, and these motherfuckers are like, nah, I don't believe you, man. I'm too busy playing my Pokemon Go and shit like that. You know what I mean? Or like you're like screaming at these motherfuckers like, look out, man, you're coming to a fucking cliff. You know what I'm saying? But these motherfuckers would be like, yo, you're crazy, man. There ain't no cliff there. There ain't no cliff there. You know what I mean? They're like, yo, there's a no motherfucking cliff over there. Like, we'll be fine, man. Trust me, we'll be fine. You know, that's like the kind of attitude these motherfuckers have. It's like these motherfuckers, man, they'll ride to the abyss. You know what I'm saying? They'll ride this shit to the abyss. So it's just, I can't get over it, man. It's just beyond belief, the stuff we have to go through as TIs. It's just crazy. It's just far beyond. This should never have happened. I don't know how the world got like this. It's so evil today. It's just, I mean, even the sky today is just dark, grey. It's almost like the weather is reflecting the mood. It's just rained all day, you know. It was unusually hot recently, but it didn't last. Now it's very dull, depressing. It's more like winter weather. I've got the heating on again. They're chemtrailing the skies to, I honestly feel like they're trying to block out the sun. Like, seriously, I feel like they're trying to make it cloudy every day. You know, I seriously feel like that. It's like they're trying to get rid of the sun. Even when it's sunny now, like when this weather were nice, even when it's sunny, there's a haze in the sky. It's like a mist in the sky, and I saw it when I was in Spain as well. There's like it glows white. I don't know if anyone else has noticed as well how hot the sun feels now as well. Like, it feels really hot on your skin. You know what I mean? And it's very bright. It's like a white colour, white hot colour. And I'm sure the sun used to be more yellow than that. Now it's like a white, pure white colour. It's like pure white. You know what I mean? It's very weird. So personally, I think there's some solar activity going on as well. The sun's getting hotter. It's crazy, man. That's some shit. Because it's like, man, I remember back in like when I was younger, when the sun's out now, man, you have to squint all the time. Nearly, it's so bright. It's just so fucking bright, man. You have to wear a hat, and I didn't used to have to wear a hat. You know what I mean? That's just my thoughts on these kind of things, so I'm gonna end this now.